Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of the landscape series. So I've been pretty busy all morning. We've been on computer just getting our office work caught up because things have been pretty slow around here for us for jobs. Now the dozer is still down. I got some parts ordered for it. I'm hoping that's going to be here within a week or so. But besides that guys, I didn't really do too much. I finished off that job with the city probably 2 days ago. The one where we had to cut down all those trees, put everything through the wood chipper, and that reminds me, we still got wood chips in back of this truck, so I'm gonna go around back, dump that out. If I get any landscaping jobs that requires mulch, I can use this stuff right here. So we're gonna dump it in the back. I'm just gonna dump it off back here, and when the jobs come up, we know exactly where it is. But besides doing this guys, we're finally getting more work, and there's something that came up that's gonna be a good opportunity for me. So after I get this dumped off, I'm gonna be going to look at something for that job. So hopefully it works out because it could be guaranteed income every week for the next year. And after driving for an hour, I'm finally pulling up to this property. So back here you guys can see what we're here to look at. We get this GMC Top Kick fuel truck. You guys may be wondering, what am I going to be doing with this? Well, the opportunity came up for the local gas station. They need somebody to haul fuel from the other town to their gas station, and that's going to be a really good opportunity for me if this truck can work and we get it for a good price. So I'm going to hop in, check everything out, make sure it fires up. Okay, it's having a bit of trouble. Let's try that again. All right, so it fired up. We're gonna go for a little test drive, make sure everything drives the way it should, and when we get back, I'm gonna go speak to the owner and see if we can get it for a better price, because as of right now it is pretty pricey. And I'm on my way back. It's working the way I thought it would for the year of the truck. So we're gonna park right here, go over, try to get the price down a little bit. He got it listed for $48,000, and I don't want to pay that. I do have to get this inspected, so that might be expensive. Well, we went back and forth on the price a little bit, but I was able to get it for $45,000, which I think is pretty good. So we get two vehicles here right now, and there's only one of us. So my plan is to take the fuel truck over and drop it off to the garage. That way they can get the inspection done, and hopefully it's not going to cost too much. So I'll see you guys when I get over there. Finally, I'm over here. So it took me roughly an hour and a half. Now I did notice there is a wobble in this truck. I'm hoping it's going to be something simple, not something that's going to cost me a lot of money. But anyway, we're over here at Tri-State Auto. I'm going to go inside and see if they can look at this today or tomorrow, because I'm trying to get that contract. Yes, that's good news guys. So they were able to fit it in. Their mechanic is going to stay later and try to look at it, see what parts it will need. But I'm going to go over, get a ride, get my truck, and then we're going to go to work. Alright, so my friend just dropped me off. We're over here to grab our truck. I need to run back to my place. I'm going to hook the trailer up with the mower because I did get a call. There's a property that needs to be mowed today, or he's going to get a fine from the city. But the thing is, I need to do one more thing before I can go do that job. So I'm going to head over to my house and get everything hooked up. We're going to get the trailer put on. Then we're going to grab the excavator, go over to the property next door. I do have the guys coming by next week to start that, but the city just called me. There was a cancellation. They can come over, do the water and sewer. But the thing is, we don't have it dug out yet, so I'm gonna do that. Never mind, scratch that for right now guys. So I just got a call. Somebody wants to buy my roller, so I just called the city. They're not gonna be here for a couple hours, so maybe it's the best time for me to go over now, load that up, drop it off. It's actually not that far away from my shop. I had the roller listed for $30,000, but he said he'd give me $4,000 to drop it off at his house, and I said yes. So let's go over and get that done. Now I did pay a lot more for the roller when I bought it, but there is some problems happening right now. The drum is leaking. I think the transmission is starting to get bad. That's why we're selling it for so cheap. If it wasn't for those issues, I would probably ask $45,000 to $50,000 for it. I really wish there was no problems with it, because that money would definitely come in handy. But anyway, I'm over at the shop. I got the trailer ramps put down, so let's grab this roller. I would love to be able to keep this, but I don't have enough work right now for it to make sense. So the best thing for me to do is sell it, get the money, and if I do get jobs where I need a roller, I can always rent one from the rental store. So I'm not too worried, but it just sucks because it was nice owning the piece of equipment. But anyway, we got everything strapped down. I'm going to head over to his property. It's roughly a 20-minute drive. So that's going to be the easiest $4,000 I ever made. And I'm finally pulling up to the property. You guys might recognize this one right here because we did work for him, I'm going to say probably 2 months ago. What we had to do for that job was fix up his tile in his field. It got crushed somehow, so we were able to put some new stuff down and get it put in the ditch and clean the ditch up a little bit. I just called the owner and he's not here right now, so we gotta take this off. Let's look in our mirrors, make sure there's no problems. But yeah, he's not here right now. His wife is with the money, so we're just gonna put it over by the garage for him, and when he gets back here he can look at it. But I know everything is gonna be what he expected. I just got $34,000 added to the bank account, and I'm pretty happy about that. That's gonna help me revamp this company a little bit more. So since we're over this way, I did get a call. Somebody wants me to look at a job, give them a price, so hopefully we can get that one. Now he won't start that one till next week, but what he wants done is not going to take me too long to do. So over at this house in the back, he wants me to dig out for a pool. I think it's roughly 30 by 40, so it's going to be a big job, but we do have a big excavator for it. So I'm going to measure everything out, give him a price. So after speaking to the owner, I think it went good, but I won't know till next week when he makes his decision. Now, I know this road right here is not busy, but it's good to look both ways. I'm gonna go back to my house now, guys, because I gotta get that done for the city. I've been up here longer than I expected, and they want to get that done today. So that means I gotta dig it out today because I checked the weather and it's supposed to start raining really heavy later on and into tomorrow. Really, this is the only chance for the city to do it. So let's go over, hop in the 260, go dig that out. I think we gotta dig down roughly 4 feet and it needs to be 3 feet wide. And the city wants me to slope it or use shoring there, which I don't really have. We're just gonna slope it out. Now I'm gonna double check the plans. They sent me that in the email. They're not gonna be on site while I'm digging. They're gonna come by later on because on their way over here, a water line broke on the main road. So they gotta get that fixed, and hopefully within an hour or so, they're hoping to be here. I hope so too, because if I dig this out and we get all that rain and for some reason they can't make it over here, it's going to founder in and it's just going to be a muddy mess. So I would have to dig it out again, and I prefer to only dig once because I need to bring this excavator to another job within a day or two. And this one right here, where's my property, I'm not getting paid for it. I'm actually paying money to get this done. I'm just going to smooth this out right here. Okay, so it's been roughly an hour. I got everything that's supposed to be done. I double checked their email. We are down 4 feet, it's 3 feet wide, and I got the water line stub exposed. I didn't dig it out that much because if I break that cap, there's going to be a lot of water in this hole, and I don't really want a pool. Well, I mean, I do, but I want a real pool and not this one right here because this is where my rental property is going to go, and I don't think the city would be too happy if we're wasting all that water. So just to be on the safe side, I'm going to let them dig that out with their shovels, and if something breaks, it's their fault. But right now we're gonna head over, get that mowing job done. But if you guys are enjoying the landscape series and would like to see more landscaping content in the future, smash the like button, subscribe, and consider turning on notifications. That way you're notified every time I post a video. Alright, so after driving for about 45 minutes, we're over to this property, and as you guys can see, it is pretty overgrown. So let's get this strap taken off, get the skag mower taken off, and try to get this done for him before he gets the fine. That's one thing we're not really doing a lot right now, is mowing properties. I'm hoping that picks up again. I mean, before we got that tornado come through here and destroy everything, we were starting to get a lot of mowing contracts. Since that storm's been here and there's been a lot of storm work, people have been not mowing their property. I figure there's going to be a lot more mowing jobs coming up very soon because they're getting really strict. They're starting to pass out fines for people that don't have their lawn mowed, and I'm okay with that because the storm work is starting to settle down. There's not that much right now. So if we can get a couple more mowing jobs just to keep everything afloat for right now until we can get more landscaping jobs, I'm okay with that. And guys, we're about that fuel truck. We're going to have a job that we got to do every week that's going to be paying roughly $4,000, and it's going to take me roughly, I'm going to say about 4 hours to do. So we got to drive to another town where they got the holding tanks for gas, fill our truck up, drive another 2 hours, come back over to this town and unload into that gas gas station. So I think that's going to be pretty easy to do. Now, the first time we do it, it's going to be a bit tricky because I never used a fuel truck before and we never unload it into a gas station, but it can't be that hard to do. Alright, so I got that property done. It took me roughly 30 minutes to do. There was some tricky parts like out by this fence. So now we got this on the trailer. I'm going to strap it down, then go over and collect my money. I made $120 mowing this property. I did give him a discount of $50. If it was a different property, I would charge more, but he was super nice and his mower broke down. That's the reason he couldn't mow this, and he's just having troubles right now trying to get it fixed. So that's why I decided to give him a discount. Good morning, guys. It's the next day, and as you guys can see, we got the rain that was in the forecast, which is not good. The city got everything done over there, so we're ready to backfill, but after looking at their plans, it requires me to put 1 to 2 feet of sand on top of the pipes, which I don't have. So I'm gonna go over, get the trailer disconnected, that way we can head to the quarry, get the sand. I don't think we're gonna need a full load, so I think we might get a half or just under, just to be on the safe side. Holy smoke, sand is not cheap, guys. There goes $240 for probably not even half a load. I think we got enough to get this job done. If not, hoping the city don't get too mad that we probably only put 1.5 feet instead of 2 feet. We're just gonna get this dumped off by the excavator to make it a little bit easier for us to place it. And after looking at the plans again and getting a call from the inspector, they want it compacted. So that means I don't have a compactor, and the roller one we did have was too big for this. It would crush the pipe. After we get the sand placed, I'm going to head over to the rental store, see if they got a compactor that we can rent for probably, I'm going to say about 4 hours. That way we can get this done. After I get the first layer compacted, I'm supposed to call the inspector so he can come over and test the ground. So I'm going to call him now because they are always late. So if I call him now and I'm not ready for probably an hour or so, that's when he's going to come by anyway. So I'm going to give him a call. I still got to go over to the rental store, and I bet you guys I will be back over here, have everything compacted before the inspector even shows up. So I think that's what we're going to do after we get this placed. I'm just going to smooth this out a little bit, that way when we get the compactor down there, it's a lot easier to drive over. So I got this done. It took me roughly 10 minutes. I'm going to park the excavator, head over. I did call the inspector and he said he's on the way over, which I know is a lie. But lucky for me, even if he's telling the truth, the rental store I'm going to is just down the road. We're going to go over in the truck over there. I did end up leaving my trailer with the mower up at the shop. I don't have a trailer to put this 1,000-pound plate tamper on, but they do have a forklift over at the rental place. They could just throw it in, and when we get over here, I can just unload it with the excavator. You gotta be kidding me, $150. So I try to rent it for 4 hours, but they don't do that. They only rent by the day, so it's $150 a day. Oh, I mean, that's just crazy. Now, I did price one up like this one right here. It's going to cost me $6,000, which I don't really have the money for it right now, but if we get a lot of jobs like this in the future, maybe it's going to be worth buying one like this and probably renting it out to other people if I don't need it. Anyways, I finally got unloaded, so we're going to go over get this done because it's starting to rain a lot more, and it's going to be super soupy down there if I go over too much. But on the plans they gave me, they want me to go over it 4 times each way. Oh, that's going to be brutal. It seems like an overkill, but right now I am pretty nervous because of all the rain we're getting. There's a lot of water is coming right up. I'm just nervous it's not getting the right compaction and we're going to be in big trouble. It's going to fail. And if it fails, that means I'm going to have to wait for a day where it's not raining and let this dry up a bit. And I would have to rent this again and do it right before they come. So it's going to cost me even more money. I got that done. The inspector came. We're all good. It passed. I'm surprised. So right now, I'm going to try to get this dirt put over it before he changes his mind. I'm just going to drag this dirt down, try to get this put up to grade. It's super muddy, guys. This stuff is falling apart. Well, that was super hard, but I finally got it done. Let me just smooth this out. So we got all the mud put back. It's not that good. It's like jello. And I still got to go over it with the plate tamper, which is not going to be that good. That's what it requires. Now, the only good thing is they're not going to test the ground up there because that don't really matter. But guys, this is going to be it for this video, and if you guys are enjoying the landscaping series and would like to see more landscaping videos in the future, smash like button, subscribe, and consider turning on notifications. That way you're notified every time I post a video. And until the next one, I'll see you guys later.